All right, yo. Streams up. It's good.
Amazingly strong grip. Our multi-patented SEDEX technology duplicates the
Bad.
structured
Say
fibers on a
less.
gecko's foot
Say
for a
less.
revolutionary
Say
new way to get a grip
less.
on game controller thumbsticks. Like a gecko's foot, the thousands of microstructures on each SEDEX anti-slip thumbstick grip provide high friction to the skin surface for a secure, comfortable grip, even when sweaty, giving you a competitive advantage. Stay in control with the secure and comfortable grip of SEDEX thumbstick grips.
I'm just setting everything up. Sorry,
Inspired
everyone.
by nature, perfected by science.
How's everything sounding? Everything sounds fine, I think.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Last Chance Qualifiers. Thank you so much for being able to wait and just, being as patient as you are. But we're back. We're here. We are halfway through the game, but it's okay, because I'm excited. I know you are too. I'm gone first. I'm casting here with Keg today. Keg, I mean, we got a matchup that's going to be super exciting to watch. The Nations versus Kitten Shelter. I mean, how good can it get?
Shit. It can only get better and better. We are halfway through, like you said, Gompers, for map number 1. It is Breeze, so we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to get to the game as soon as possible, but there is a lot of interesting things to talk about for Breeze in of itself. And here we go. Let's head on over to the tropical islands here. So, for the Nation, Gompers...
Yo, what the hell? They're already in a game? Yo, wait, what the hell? They put us in halfway through? Wait, these losers, bro.
Already leading a very nice charge. Unfortunately, that goes around way in Kitten Shelter's favor, and it just keeps on going.
Yeah, Soto having the jump.
Wait, Stewie!
Best case scenario for taking that far range
Yeah,
shots.
we're the Nation
Not
here. Don't
really
worry.
necessarily in the
We're the
moment
Nation
thinking of using that classic, but at the end of the day, it's okay, right? You gotta go in.
They've done their first half. What am I watching?
8 to 5. Let's take a look at that for a second, right? You got obviously, Kitten Shelter down in the dumps right now, really just trying to get themselves back up.
Wait.
And historically speaking,
How did Tig Brax die? What the?
Starting off here, they're looking really good. Coburg once again holding the site down
1-1.
post plan, trying to just find that opportunity to get onto the
Unfortunate.
spike. And look at that, Gompers, easy as
Very
pie. Another
unfortunate. It's alright.
defuse for Kitten Shelter though.
Nation's
They're
winning
looking
by a
really
lot.
good for their own defensive
To
half.
say the least.
Yeah, and actually something, we could, I guess, touch base on is Kitten Shelter, obviously having some good qualities here on Breeze on the defense, which I feel like, will carry them through quite possibly back to that tie-up with, obviously, the Nation. But at the end of the day, right, it really just accounts for, what they can put together coming up in this next round.
I never noticed that sandcastle poster before. That is adorable. That's about as well as I can draw. But you know who can draw better? Pretty much everybody else in our lobby.
Let's see how
here.
the
They can
audio's
draw
working in
some-
our stream.
Will carry them through quite possibly back to that tie-up with, obviously, the Nation. But at the end of the day, right, it really just accounts for, what they can put together coming up in this next round.
I never noticed that sandcastle poster before. That is adorable. That's about as well as I can draw. But you know who can draw better? Pretty much everybody else in our lobby.
Let's see how the audio's working in our stream. Okay, audio's beautiful.
They're creating the entry as well, along with.
What just happened? How do we get one?
Right?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
They have
whoa.
everything going for them. I mean, how
what's
bad
happened?
can it be right now for
Stewie?
the Nations?
Yeah, look at Kitten Shelter.
Wait,
They're
he's
divided
in.
out right now. Everyone playing for their solo ones. Wardell overextending. Oh, but he's forced to dial back. There's so much space for the Nation right now that it's going to be so difficult for Kitten Shelter to push up as a group.
Yeah, but nothing going along just yet, right? You got somebody down behind in arches, and everybody kind of split apart here for Kitten Shelter. But Coburg, I mean, that opening shot off of Tig eliminates
Wait, time's running
all
down.
of the problematic
Wait,
abilities.
they don't got
that
enough
you can
time to
have
do
there.
all this.
They're no longer going to be able to use some of those smokes. You got Stewie. I mean,
Oh,
coming in
Stewie's
along there with
him.
3 kills.
Wait, Stewie's
Beautiful.
him.
The eruption is exactly what we wanted to see, but Darkest
Oh
left alone, and
my
Stewie closes
goodness.
it out. You got that round 15 win going over towards the Nations here.
Yeah, the Nation
Broski got
historically
four.
too. I mean, this is their first time playing
Well,
on
let's
Breeze.
just
We've
cut it
never
here,
seen
call
them
it
in any
GG.
official capacity play here before. In fact, Wardell, if you go all the way back, last officially played this map back in August. But they look like a well-oiled machine. Now, we've only seen a few rounds, only like one rifle round from them. But so far, they've been able to play coordinated.
Does
There's not a
Kitten
lot of
Shelter
space
just
being
mean they're all
taken
furries?
Solo plays, such as like.
Is that
you know,
something we're
Wardell
missing
using
here?
a
Are they all just
tailwind.
furries?
No, everyone in the
What do you
Nation
think
are
about it?
playing close together. They're dividing and conquering,
something?
looking for space as a core and playing for trades. Kitten Shelter, though, they're forced to be
Yo,
more
that orb
divided.
coverage
A
doubled.
lot of
Oh, they're
utility
doing.
coming out from
Never mind, I know
Soto's
what's up.
over on A site. And he's left solo with the camera.
Rossi
He's
did
currently
not
flashing
care he
so
got
much
hit by
pressure
that.
against the Nation.
Oh, yeah, and
Wait,
kind of
Wardell on
accounting
off?
for,
Wait,
you know, what you
wait,
said,
let me
these
see
six
Wardell, bro.
together, you can see this
Yes.
down in mid. Wardell, even though they did peak that, they felt confident enough because of that synergy, because of that teamwork that you talked about before, which is exactly why the nations, they work together so well despite being...
Wait,
I wouldn't
Roy
say
has a
teams since
sheriff?
these players
Wait.
have that history, but
Roy
more
has
so
a
a team that,
sheriff.
you know, obviously
Wait, if
just
they lose this
knows
round, they're
what to
broke
do.
as hell.
Yeah, and Kitten Shelter's a team run by Roy.
Kitten Shelters
Has
broke
been
as
able to
hell,
foster
what I
a
mean.
lot of young developing talent. Some of them world champions already in their own right for the collegiate scene. But this amount of pressure is not like anything else. There's only 50 seconds left, and Kitten Shelter's pushed up so far. Look at Darkest.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Wardell?
Smoke comes up and somebody
Wait, what am
has
I
to go
watching?
down. It's always Wardell with the op, right? I mean, who is
Oh,
Wardell
shit.
if the op isn't in
Stewie?
hand?
Please don't
But
get one.
also, who is Stewie if the shots
Wait.
aren't coming in? I mean, quite possibly no damage yet.
Fortunate.
But that's okay.
How do I get a
If you
Vandal?
lead that lead up, you can possibly see something come
Wait.
down.
Yo. We can't fall this early.
Yeah, not a lot
Tig
to work
almost
off
whiffed
of
this
here.
bitch.
Tig is trying their best. They have the entry.
No.
They have the
Wait, this
space
is
to do so.
troll.
Not a lot of backup there. I mean, the angle's taken a bit too wide.
Oh, but Roy again, just back and forth. Wardell
Please,
falls.
Brax.
All that's left
Such a
now
good
is
player. Brax, a human
The
being.
desperate play
A
with so
god
little
of a
seconds
player.
left to get that spike. Extra money.
Yes? Wait, please.
One
Please.
Brax. Sitting just behind. You don't even know where they are.
Yes!
Around the corner, and they are
way.
Brax. That's great
Brax.
for them. The nations, they keep looking good.
And that was such a devout
Brax.
round for Kitten
No,
Shelter
I knew he
to
had that
hold.
actually. I
They
had
were
no
able to
fear. Brax
pressure
was him.
or
I
have
had
that
no fear.
anti-pressure for the nation for the longest time, right up until the execute mark. But it all
Actually,
came
I
down
had
to that
negative fear
opening pick
watching
two. That was all done on a 4v5.
Not gonna lie,
Wardell 2 in a
negative
row
fear.
for the op shots. But even then, what was left of Kitten Shelter anchoring on A site, they held those angles enough to make sure the pressure that the nation could apply so much in the few rounds that we've seen could at least not be as easy as it has been, say, in open quals or even earlier in the last chance qualifiers. And for the most part, the nation, they're really good about taking space when it comes to their attacking rounds. The next map, we'll spoil ahead, is going to be Fracture. Very similar in terms of big amount of spaces, a lot of control that needs to be gained for the duelists especially. So a lot of eyes need to be on Wardell and Ferbza here for the next two maps. But when it comes to just getting that space, the nation are really good at that, but with the mix-ups of playing as a group sometimes and not going for those solo plays, it's up to Kitten Shelter to recognize that and shut it down. And that last round looked like they almost did a perfect job of doing it. They just weren't accounting for Brax.
Yeah, especially too.
Braxham.
Obviously, you know, we
Wait,
haven't
they're...
gotten to see a lot of the gameplay here from Kitten Shelter.
Rossi,
Nation.
I mean, Wardell has
When you put it
knives,
into
and
account,
Rossi's
you
gonna hit
know,
his
we did
ult
talk
in
about this energy before. The nation, I mean, Tig and Wardell, that feels like
Oh,
the duo
they
that you
didn't-
just wanna
okay.
see, right? You
Okay,
always
so-
see Tig alongside Wardell getting those entries, whether it be off angle
Kitten Shelter's on
themselves
a
to get
mad
more
save here.
information deeper into the
They need
site,
to
or even
hope
just
hope
being
for
there
now.
to be that second fragger to take those 2v1s, which is exactly why the nation's obviously, you know, just pulling together a really heavy attacking side.
But Coburg brings out that early, very aggressive Viper wall. That wall goes up, you can kind of just straight back and forth and take the gunfights as you will. It's a big pressure tool against the nation. Makes A very difficult to push past, even if you get into cave. Pushing A main proper, not so easy. That's why we see the nation now spreading
Wait,
out.
Wardell's up mid?
Looking
No,
to see
he's
who
not
gets
up mid
antsy
at
from
all.
Kitten Shelter's side.
Wait,
Maybe someone overextends here.
Darkest
Pushes
is
out
walking
when they
up,
shouldn't. Wardell could be on the other
elbow.
side. The scope down against them.
Brax
but
know
no.
this?
Instead, Kitten Shelter also recognize this. They're opting to play farther back. Cards close to their chest gompers.
Wait.
Just waiting to see what the
Wait.
nation's move will be. And as
This-
soon as this wall goes down, I think they'll have a pretty good idea about this AXX.
Yeah,
Alright,
can
they're
hear
going
it.
for
Always
it.
tons of utility
Darkest
kind of being
rotates.
extended outward, so you can see that rotation really big
He's
in.
here,
And as
okay.
the drone comes through, you get that
You
information.
gotta get
on
on.
push
There's
yet.
4. Oh,
When
Cypher's not even
comes,
here.
right, you get that complete space.
Oh yeah, Wardell
Right,
has
Tig
these.
starts to go in deep to get that
Wardell
information
has
for
that.
Wardell.
Wardell
They click
has
together
Roy.
with
I
the
refuse to
cross
believe he
there, and
don't.
nothing yet.
Yeah, Rossi's no command.
Told you.
forces the
I
respect
said
they
it.
found.
I'm
Wardell
sorry.
into
I'm
the opening
jinxing.
pick. Roy falls, the
I'm
IGL
jinxing.
gone.
I'm jinxing. I'm sorry.
Everything's
Wait,
just
there's one stairs.
falling apart to
There's
pieces
one
right
stairs.
now.
They don't
Kitten
know.
Shelter, but can they take it back? I mean, they don't have the util to do so, but the only one available is going to be that Marshall.
Wait, he's
Those
17 HP, bro.
long-range
Poke him.
fights. I mean, they're for the taking. Only 17 health though, so the headshots have.
One's flank. Darkest is flanking caves. Wait, Darkest.
Right behind, nobody knows he's there, and the assistance, it's not there yet. But here comes a couple seconds left. If they can hit it half, maybe they can continue to frag out. And
W.
this is it.
Okay.
Right behind.
It's not that hard for
Kitten
them.
comes along, and they take it out.
Did they get the
It's done
operator?
with.
Oh, they
There's
didn't get the
not much to
operator,
play with here.
11
unfortunately.
and 6. Great map control again. Rossi's no
Sorry.
command forced Kitten Shelter.
He's a
even on the
rifler.
thrifty
Who says
round
he's not a
to
rifler?
respect
Who
the
says he's not a
utility
rifler?
And lose control of the site. There was so much of that
my
pressure,
God.
so much of
1, 2, 3, 4,
ground
5
gained
volts.
that the nation never let go of it. And again, someone with the highlight here for the replays is Brax. Brax and Wardell able to just find so many different frags, take, again, just removing so many slots
Goodness
away from Kitten Shelter
gracious.
onto the site. But Brax himself, he not only played the strong anchor on A site just 2 rounds ago, but hiding away on double doors, letting his appearance for the double contact not be shown was huge. But now the nation are going to swap
Wardell
up
just
again.
sat there
Even
and
more of an
took
aggressive
it
round
like a
here.
man.
Wardell's making me nervous with that blade storm. There's someone up there with an operator. It's going to be Furbza.
Wait,
But they're playing it safe.
does he expect
Checking two
this? Does
different
he
angles at
expect Roy to
once.
swing? Oh, there's
the nerves are definitely
3?
there with, not really knowing what's gonna happen here. They have to go
No,
on.
that's
And
smart
tough
though. I'm
for
using that.
Furbza.
I don't care.
He said he would be a problem, and he was.
And now look at this.
Oh no, he
You
repositioned.
removed the nest position,
He
though.
repositioned.
Furbza repositioning
No.
themselves right outside of long.
Wait, that's like
the
wait.
halls. Tay does manage to sneak on by with a spike in hand, all by themselves on a solo journey. It's up to everyone else, though, for the nation. The group up outside of A. Wardell still with the blade storm, all knives ready. It's up to isolate now and destroy who can make that false step. Furbza's already repositioned behind the yellow box, looking for down double doors. Has the right idea. It's a matter of who can out-aim who. The op versus the blade storm. That's a tricky question.
Oh, I know, but with Furbza watching with the op, I mean, Wardell needs a really
Wait,
heavy hitting entry
executing,
here. Okay, they
executing,
offset.
executing.
Furbza doesn't even know where they are.
Wardell,
Wardell
Wardell,
manages to get a
Wardell,
shot
please,
up
please, please,
above.
Wardell,
Watch your
Wardell.
head, Furbza. This is the
Yes,
one you wanna
Rossi.
get Jets, but Rossi comes behind
You gonna
and
pick up? I
just
knew it.
completely eliminates all hope left for
Oh,
Kitten Shelter
no.
there.
But look
But
at
if we-
Cobra.
Wait, Brax is mid.
He's on an island. The Viper pit is useless. It forces everyone in the nation to play back sight.
Oh,
Or is it? No one can retreat away. There's no chance of a lineup now.
Yes, Rossi.
yeah, with Viper Spit still up though, Coburg still in a good
Look
position.
at this. Oh
here.
my
I
god,
mean,
he has
all
a
they
timing.
really
He has
need
a
is
timing. He has a
flank
timing.
around.
He has a timing, please.
If Rossi can actually manage to take
Yes!
this one with
And then
the
yellow, he's
coming
the-
down,
this guy's yellow, they know,
Coburg
they
in
know,
too
they're-
late.
they know this
Can't
angle,
even
they
take
know.
advantage of it.
They know.
And now
Yes.
completely lost the way.
They
Darkest has
know.
to go down as well.
Holy shit, bro. That's
I mean, we're
actually,
getting
that
back to
was
win
actually
here.
beautiful, right?
Already. And it just feels like we just started casting this. No way. 12-6. From outside of what was a really good start for Kitten Shelter in the pistol and bio rounds. Once the
So they
rifles
lost
came
their
into the
qualifying
nation's
game
hands,
against
it's
Dark
pretty
Ratio,
similar to how a lot
and
of
then
the nation's
2-0.
attacking rounds
2-0.
go.
Who's the
They
hell is
play
the chosen
slow.
ones?
They look for info, not even just utility-based info, but once they find what they need in order to
Oh,
have
Kodo,
that proper
Soda, okay,
call
I'm
for the
freaking out.
exec, they just go in and
Okay,
demolish
2-0 against the
everybody.
chosen ones. Chosen
Kitten
ones in
Shelter,
brackets.
They need to double up
Then-
their rounds now in order to make it to overtime.
Baby
Fast once
J,
again for
East-
Wardell.
Or
The confidence is surely there now. No more nerves left.
whatever the hell that is. And then
Just
Aftermath
watching down in
Esports
cams,
with.
but I mean,
whoever these are.
vividly you can see the nations right
Yeah,
sitting
bro.
down around it mid. Not
Well,
much.
these guys are old pros.
You know, of an exec just really
Nation
trying
is
to
old
find that
pros.
first
They know
impact.
well.
And look
Look
at
at this,
how
11-6,
Kitten
not
Shelter are
12-6.
playing.
Oof.
Only a single body on A site. Coburg's defending it all by themselves. Oh, there is Furbza pushed
Oh,
up here.
Furbza.
Like an
That was
assassin.
the shot. Yeah, that would have been the shot, but Vrax just knew.
Wait, I
and
thought
had that
Stewie
gut
was on that
feeling
channel.
deep
Am I
down
crazy?
inside that there was something wrong.
Beautiful.
That's
Viper's orb into the tailwind. Cloudburst is out. Soto's by themselves on site. The Viper spits out too. There's so little control that Soto can use here. He has to just run away and play with the team.
Yeah, and that Hunter Sirius actually put at
Ah,
such a good time with
Tig.
attacks coming out, but I mean, Roy just can't use anything else over it. Can't even get that redemption
good to know.
based off what happened before.
What's
Darkest with
going
the
on?
run and gun. I mean, everything really isn't looking good, but hectic at the same time.
No
Stewie,
timing. Oh, but
nothing
Rossi's always good for
working out
3.
here For the side of Kitten Shelter. I mean, they go down one by one.
He has
Furbza
one
left
knife, bro.
alone for
Just
the
don't let him do
Blade Storm
anything.
there. One more hit left to utilize. Luckily enough, I mean, a Vandal right there for recovery. So, you know, you put yourself in a difficult position. The plant coming down, I mean, it saves up for more time.
2-6. It's gonna be the last round, I think.
1v2.
It's also match
Oh,
point.
that's
Yeah.
so much info, actually.
On Kitten
Am I
Shelter's
doing a
map
swing?
pick, no less.
3, 2, 1. Yes.
Ooh. that's it. That's the build-up that we, can really account for. Even though we got to see only one half, you can definitely get the pacing of the game, right? Like, just based off of what we saw in that attack.
Bossie's always good for
All of the
3.
nations,
What am I looking
they
at?
really do know how to play aggressive.
Absolutely. And, we were
Damn,
also
Rossi
keeping an
dropped
eye on the score
25.
off stream as well.
Bro, he's a
And we were asking
KO.
ourselves, what
How is he
expect to
dropping
see in
20?
terms
I
of
mean,
War
Brax
Val and
clutch
Furbs,
did something
because they're that
before,
big
but
entry maker
25?
They're the big duelists.
25?
They're known
Goodness.
for the first picks. You sometimes the opening depths as well. So what can we expect in terms of that tempo? And I'm glad you brought that up because the Nation, they're so fast with it. Their tempo is unlike anything else I've really seen inside of open quals and LCQ so far, and it really has set the tone for a lot of these attacking teams. The problem I was worried about in that first half that we weren't able to see is that the Nation's defense hasn't really been the most stable when it comes to maps, especially on a map that we haven't seen them professionally play before. We weren't sure what to expect, but they came out 6 rounds deep on the defensive side. They looked really good on what I guess you could consider to be an aim-heavy map, Gompers, but their attack looked just as good as ever.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, it always looks good when it comes to this team, obviously. Again, because of that Tig Wardell duo going into the entries, I want to see a map with the Omen on Tig and Wardell playing that Jet. If you guys, if we happen to actually see that in the future, you will know exactly what I'm fangirling about. But obviously, I mean, there still is one map of Fracture, so not, a little bit of a wait. You get to see a full game too, so that's exciting as well. We'll see you guys get a snack right after this break.
Another game. So interesting. Alright, so let's chill for a few. VALORANT. Alright, we'll bet. Alright. Let's try to DM or something. Chill out for the game. How long is the break gonna be, y'all think? Only one way to find out, yeah. Untamable Beasts are coming, yo. Wait, how's Untamable Beast going? Wait, they're playing right now, right?
What's going on? I'm starving, dude.
Ain't that rug? I swear.
I'm gonna lurk B, okay? I'm gonna lurk B late.
What's it? 11? Oh, wow. Why is Sinatra on Cypher? Are they not? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just fight counter.
This is peak Cypher gameplay right here.
One enemy remaining. Bears up top on the left.
Prod good for 3. Wait, Prod's on
I
raise?
don't even know what
Yo.
that's called, to be honest.
You be fighting.
Flashing. Turn.
Damn, they're going 12-4-2.
I was literally holding that, and then I said, you wanna fight?
Derek talks too fucking much. That's funny.
More like
Oh,
fractured.
whoa, chill.
I don't know what happened. Start fucking mouth. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, you guys were like hating on Fracture too?
Well, not me.
It's better
My
than
cipher.
Free.
My cipher is different. Yeah, they're on ship by again. They're gonna have like bulldog.
Interesting.
You get your gear right. Your keyboard. Your
Obviously, it's under 23 now. You're crazy. Who are these people?
and the keys to your keyboard.
Anything else? Anything else? No, okay.
Warm hands.
Oh, beautiful. We love that. Okay.
Well, welcome back to Last Chance Qualifiers.
Shit is
The
so
stakes
fast
are
in mine.
high,
Thank God I didn't play
and
game.
I'm excited. Keg, what's going on? I mean, we just casted that. Even though it was half a game, it was as good as it could get. The Nations versus Kitten Shelter.
Bird Bad
and the
Boys,
Nations
you
winning
guys
the
check
first
this out.
game. Let me remind you, this is round of 32, so stakes are high.
Stakes are so high, and again, for a lot of these teams, if you don't qualify here, the rest of the season and the year might not be the best time for you. But again, going into this next map, we have to worry about something big. So we just saw Breeze. That was Kitten Shelter's map pick. But going over to map number 2 now, Fracture. This is the map where the Nation lost their chance to qualify for close qualifiers. This is the map 3 in the series versus Dark Ratio, where they fell just a few rounds shy of either making it to overtime or hitting that 13 mark. So this is going to be a big chance of redemption for the Nation right now. A lot of prep work must have gone into this for the team because they opted to choose to play into Fracture. And I gotta say, I'm a little surprised.
We did actually talk about too before, since we do see Kitten Shelter taking that defense, the Nation is going to start off an attack. So when you think about that as well, we talked about how the attacking side was so strong for the nation, and that was kind of, you know, the thing that we had set up. But how is it going to work out here? Because their defense is looking a lot better on Fracture than it is on any other map.
See, the stats for the nation when it comes to Fracture are weird because when you see the stats by itself, yes, objectively the win percentage for the defense is higher for the nation, but you don't really get that feeling when you actually watch the game. A lot of it comes down to these 1v1 wins or even just barely making it through the skin of their teeth. But I gotta say, in terms of the big picture of what the nation bring out for Fracture, I love what they do. I mean, with Wardell and Tig, right? It's not a Jet and an Omen, but when you have Raze and Brim, and you add in a little bit, maybe some Rossi Breach action there too, you can't hold a sight there against the nation.
I can feel the passion through the screen that you're giving at me, Keg, and I like it. The energy is radiating, and I hope it's radiating off you guys as well. I can feel your energy too, excited to see the game. But, I mean, who isn't, right? Royce Kitten Shelter, they didn't have a lot of screen time before, and that was one of the things that, you know, was kind of saddening down inside of Open Quals and now coming into LCQ, but we actually get to see it now, and obviously a bit more range this time around with Fracture, you know, a map that we haven't really gotten to see much of in regards to, I believe, you know, the nation in general.
One player I want to focus on for Kitten Shelter is Furbza. He's the newest member of the team. And while in the past, Kitten Shelter, they've done really well in the Tier 2 circuit, it was their duelist potential that kind of fell a little short. But now swapping out duelist for Furbza, you now suddenly have your duelist player, your entry, either being the top of the series in terms of, you know, stat lines or even that second place mark, right? You have that chemistry now with Furbza also being with Darkest at like the same university. There's a lot more chemistry, there's a lot more buildup, and I think that synergy diff now is what Kitten Shelter needs to not only make it as far as they have already, but I mean, that could be the step that it takes for them to beat out the nation again on Fracture. They could just be Fracture cursed.
I guess, maybe, they could be, but you're going against a world title holder, Keg.
Yeah.
Wait, they're still talking?
That's incredible.
What the hell?
I mean, look, Roy.
What is that? What you mean, what is that?
Younger talent. Much younger than myself. I'm a dinosaur in esports now.
Okay.
But I mean, you know, being
We're watching the nation versus Roy's Kitten Shelter. The Valorant NA Last Chance Challengers, which is really cool in my opinion. The nation is my team that I'm rooting for anyway. The team that I really want to win because they have Rossi, Tig, Stu2K, Wardell, and Brax. Like me personally, I've seen Wardell a lot, and I know he's an amazing player. And like his operator is insane. And Stu2K is a ex CS:GO player, CS:GO pro player. He's also an amazing player. These two have been running it so far. Then Rossi, Tig, Brax, I've all heard about. They're all amazing players too. I've seen them everywhere. I'm excited to see if they win. It's a good match. It's a good match so far.
Testing the two out than on Fracture. I think Open Quals has drastically changed how the meta of the map works. And by drastically, I mean just how your executes look, how clean they can be, and most importantly, one big thing we should know is that we're starting to move away from the Killjoy mainstay pick. Even though it has a higher percentage of pick rate in Open Quals, a lot more of these successful teams have been able to run Cypher and almost make these defenses impossible to attack.
Oh, I kind of like the Killjoy.
I know. Look, I love Killjoy,
Listen.
but she's I wouldn't say she's outdated. She's in a weird spot right now where the Aftershock can't necessarily destroy the lockdown all the way, but you would think that's a strength. I think it's the mobility of teams and being able to kind of go back and forth in terms of rotates. It's all a big brain game when it comes to Fracture, and having Cypher without that limitation for your utility in terms of distance is a really strong plus.
I do have to agree with that. I think Killjoy we might be surprised with who might play Killjoy here.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like the nation is gonna pull it out with.
No.
Listen.
No.
I truly do believe. Listen, hear me out.
I'm listening. I got you.
Brax has the lineups, And this is a fact, right? Like
Brax does have
whether it be
lineups.
Haven, whether it be Icebox, any map that you can think of, Brax probably has a lineup for it. I think Fractures, you know, even though there is that weird distance with, you know, the utility,
I'll be right back
from a
again.
certain distance, I do think that there might be some of those strengths there and some of that comfort for some of these players here, which, you know, might come out and might be one of those biggest factors, because Brax is that assassin of a Sentinel that you're scared of, but you don't even know they're there yet. And it's one of those things that I feel like is really gonna give them an advantage if they're playing somebody who they are the most comfortable with. So I'm betting on the Killjoy. I'll put $20 in.
Oh.
$20.
Okay, not bad, not bad. But you know what? When it comes down to it, though, we actually did get to see some kind of tidbits of Brax's lurkability when it came on to Breeze. It didn't have as much impact as maybe we would have hoped. It could have been more on the first half of the game that we weren't able to see. But in terms of the attack, just the raw invisible pressure that I think Brax brings out to the table is a lot more. It's not as known, right? Like, you're not really considering that when you're just casually watching the game. But when you see the Cypher tripwires placed down, say, you know, in the connector of B for Breeze, or let's say even connectors of B for Fracture, those are places where now that's a safety zone. That's a lot of anti-map control that your enemy team cannot be expected to push. And even if they do, they would have to, at best, jump over or use some of their utility, like, say, Omen's Shrouded Step, to get past that teleporter, or, sorry, the Cyber Cage, or the Tripwires, to not be activated. So there's a lot of invisible impact that someone like Brax can bring out that does make him assassin-worthy.
Yeah, especially since they're always kind of watching the flank, and they're really keeping the team well put in terms of feeling confident enough to hit a site and not having to be worried about what's going on behind them, or even just what's going on around them as well, knowing that the frags are going to come through, which is actually something I love. You know, there have been instances where Brax has been right behind, and a player has made mistakes as to where maybe the timing was a bit off, and somebody had actually pulled out their knife a bit too early, but Brax was there to make sure the frags were taken. And I feel like that's such a big, strong factor of why the nation works so well, despite this team not necessarily being on the newer side, but newer side in terms of playing together. But they just played together so well.
All right, Gompers. Let's see if there's a Killjoy going in the Fracture. We're going to go to Agent Select. I'm thinking it's going to be double Cypher. I'd be very surprised, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm leaving. I didn't get what I wanted, and now I'm going to have a hissy fit. Oh,
Okay.
they're coming.
These are the old picks.
The Cypher makes sense, but for me,
for you?
it doesn't. No, I'm kidding.
All right, I'm back.
It's
I'm back.
a good pick. I think it is a good pick. What did I have a little bit of hopium for Brax to give me some weird Killjoy util like I had seen on Haven?
Hopium.
Maybe I did. It was kind of that hopeful effect where like I wanted to see something different, but different doesn't get you wins. What gets you wins is confidence. And here, I mean, this is a confident pick.
Oh yeah, and I mean again, 2 maps
Fracture,
in a row,
right?
mirror compositions, no
Brax,
changes in
Wardell,
terms of
Rossi,
agent play
Stewie,
at
Tig.
all.
Okay.
I mean, this is becoming the new kind of staple for Fracture. We've seen it before in open qualifiers. We've seen it before in last chance qualifiers.
I got my cool
but
bull
we're
noodles.
over to the first game. The nation starting
I got my cool
on the
bull
attack.
noodles as my
Keep a
food.
very close eye on both of these raises. The way that you and I have both talked about, have coordination for the utility off of the execute is nothing short of wild, especially if the nation do what I think they're gonna do, and they're not. But imagine, because in the past they've gone underbelly.
I'll imagine that they're gonna do what you just thought they were gonna do.
Yes, telepathically.
Bro, what are these casters talking about?
All right, I emailed it to your brain.
Thank you, Kek.
What the
They're
fuck?
not doing it though. Instead of going underbelly for B and re-execing atop of tower, it's actually Kitten Shelter expecting that to happen. But the nation themselves, they're aware of that. The Cypher tripwire in their way. It's all setting up now, waiting for the bottom forces below the map on A main, where there's a little bit more conflict there. Opening Cyber Cage into the camera doesn't spot much, but the door is open.
Yeah, we talked about synergy too. I mean, already being able to see
Wardell.
that stun come through, although nobody
No.
this around really is a hit or miss here, and it
Is
seems
Pistol
like
Round lost
the team
already?
That's gonna be hitting the shots. There's gonna be Kitten Shelter.
And the Spike's already lost.
Yeah.
2 bodies left now for the nation. Brax and company. Already countered by pretty much every angle you can think of. Soto's hiding away. I actually really like this. Stewie's baiting out the door. Soto's trying to call the bluff. The C's, though, trapping Soto on site.
Yeah, still taking the fights.
Wait, Brax winnable.
But
Okay, maybe not
mean,
too much,
this
but
is 8 for Brax, right? You got a 1v3. Is it possible? Yeah.
Brax
you kinda
winnable.
tried to pick those isolations.
What am I watching?
One just underneath Cobra,
Kidding,
though,
kidding,
hitting
kidding.
shots. So then you got Brax left
No.
alone in a 1v2 situation.
well, they
and
lost their
they're just
pistol.
Kind of
It's not
waltzing
terrible.
around waiting for the time to peak. But yeah, already Kitten Shelter
That was
taking
an
that first round.
unfortunate clear. He
And
cleared
Kitten
the right,
Shelter
not the
too,
left.
they've been
Or
able to
didn't
win
have
these
time to clear the
pistol and
left,
these
of
live
course.
rounds really effectively in this series.
Unfortunate.
The big
Wait, but
turnaround,
they're
though, is those
forcing.
rifle rounds.
Wait, but they're forcing.
Assuming that Kitten Shelter do win this next round, it was interesting to see the setup for the nation bypassing what they've done in the past. They know that they have a lot of footage against them. Kitten Shelter, not so much for Fracture. And so the nation, they have to keep changing up their prowess every single round, doing new things. And already we can see those pings going through on B. Stewie has the lineup for the Haunt here that should capture most of Arcade. And yet there's barely a presence for Kitten Shelter on site.
Oh, but they know where they're
no,
coming
Cypher's
from
gonna come
based
in.
off of
Oh,
the
no.
information. And there comes
So does one tap,
Nightmare.
I swear. Poking
obviously
me,
nothing
guys.
coming through with that Prowler.
Wait, Tig's so. Oh, wait,
Already
Rossi?
Everybody peeking down with it, and I mean the nation. This
Wait,
is the
so he's like
redemption
bait-
arc, right?
okay,
They purchased the weapons to be able to pull something together like this, and if it didn't
he
work,
went for the plant.
then they're down in the dumps. But it's working out so far. Although here it comes, Kitten Shelter. They take 1v1s time
unfortunate.
by time, and they
Well,
just
they got two,
completely
I
wiped the
guess.
board of the nation.
Unfortunate.
Now economy's down, Keg.
Yeah. Economy's down into their bonus by the next round. Keep in mind, too, this is the map that the nation lost in a best of 3, the final third map, just by a few rounds against Dark Ratio to miss out in closed qualifiers, sending them to last chance. If I were the nation, there'd be a sore spot for me right now on this map. And kind of just conquering your demons, requesting to go back into it. It's going to feel good if you win. But if you lose, Gompers,
Interesting.
that's possibly the beginning of something much larger for the future of the nation when it comes to this map.
They lost their third fracture map.
Yeah. I mean, still being able to invest at the end, so money's looking good. Bonus round for Kitten Shelter. So weapon's not looking good. They gotta pull something tactical together here, and there they are. This is what I like to see, right? The aggression coming outward. You got the information from the fade, although nothing yet, but still playing together, which is gonna play out very nicely on this bonus.
Yeah, and this is just
There's
destroying
4
the ego,
I mean.
however much you can
And
against
there's
the nation.
4
Brax
arcade, well, 3
unknowingly
arcade.
walking right into the possible
Oh,
fault
no.
line.
Wait.
Pull. The assassin strikes,
Wee.
but he's only good
Hey,
for
he gets
one.
one.
He does. He
He gets
does.
one.
And you take down Coburg too. You can't
Yeah.
use any post-plant smokes anymore.
No, but with Brax actually being able to get
Which do
Coburg,
we
yeah,
with?
like you said, that's very big and can lead into something
The
even bigger.
Nordo
We're down
with.
in the shot. Roy is just going ham on everybody and really just showing that this is their game and this is their map of Fracture this time around. But I mean, then again, Kitten Shelter already looking
No.
sturdy. The spike down for the nation, so they could rotate over towards A whenever they feel.
Look at Rossi right now. Deep in Canteen. As a squad, Kitten Shelter are playing together, looking for those trades. They have one body up. Trades on trades, they'd still come out the victor with at least one alive. Or at least you'd hope. Wait. But they don't know about Rossi.
Roy.
Ooh,
Wait,
but
please.
Rossi knows about them. Shots are looking great. But
Imagine
at the end
he's
of the day, right,
stunned.
it's the time that matters in the nation, not really taking advantage of it and going towards A instead, really just trying to focus on those frags.
3-0.
And again, we talked
Unfortunate,
about how
lost
that was
their
the
bye.
bonus buy for Kitten Shelter, and yet with 3 left alive, all those weapons being picked up for Kittens, they're able to build up that economy so much, and for the nation...
Wait, but
not so
Brax has
much.
ult. Brax has ult.
They've
Think about
lost
it.
out quite a bit. They're equipping 2 stingers at the very most into this next round. The saving grace, though, depending on how the early and mid game does go, is that they have the neural threat from Brax.
Boom,
And if
told
he
you.
keeps playing that lurking role, waiting for that push up from Kitten, just maybe he could be good for one and find a lot of information for the nation to go for those gigantic rotates. But we
Find
have
enough
another pause right now,
information for the
Gompers.
nation.
Going back to the Keg and Gompers podcast, what would we call that? No, not Compers.
Not compers, I don't.
I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking last chance qualifiers would be the.
That's a
name.
good podcast.
That's-
Maybe they should bring
I
us on for
think
that.
it's- Obviously, but you know, along with the nation
Bro.
being brought down a bit, in
They're
terms
so
of
corny. What is going on?
confidence and just overall, you know, they're going 0-3. They just lost that bonus round. Things are in not.
So now they had
the
the technical
best spot
difficulties,
possible
so-
for the nation.
Okay,
I
so
think right now is the
let me
time
take you
really
through the
just start
mind of pro
developing.
players, right? So they lost their bonus, okay? So to get to instead of saying they want a tactical pause, They just shut down the computer and they're like, okay, you know what? Let's talk quickly. While somebody's coming up right now and fixing the computer, they're strategizing. And watch. Well, maybe not next round, but the next buy round, or the nation gets, nation's gonna win. You know why? Because they had this little pep talk. Maybe they'll win the round right after this. Who knows? Actually, there's a possibility for anything. But like, just watch. We just booted Brax's PC, and they're gonna run it. God, please don't tell me this is gonna be like the phase one where they're out for like years. Goodness gracious.
Nation realizes.
It definitely is. I think in general, they're having a bit of trouble just really trying to make the right decisions right there. I mean, the previous round that we just saw, it was A site completely free, but two players really just trying to execute out towards, that B site, which felt a little bit unfortunate in terms of that because there was so much room to really just give yourself that second chance and opportunity to take things back where it should be. But I mean, Kitten Shelter looking good on Fracture. This isn't even their map pick, but they really just want to take things on their own hold since it is round of 32 once again, right? So losing this means they're completely out of the bracket.
Absolutely. And so far from what we've seen from Kitten Shelter, it's been very limited, but
Yeah.
I've been really impressed by the defensive rounds, but I did get word of something very special. I cannot wait to do this. Well, I want to compare and contrast two very key players for both teams that we're going to see, and again, plays into directly the fact that we haven't seen Wardell do this much. The double raises. So we're looking at Furbza versus Wardell right now. Now, when I was watching Dark Ratio versus the Nation, I was very impressed with that coordination for the utility. Again, to set the scene, a lot of just undercover, below B-side plays, emerging from the back of Arcade. You have Rossi setting up the breach, the fault line. You have Tig there with the smokes. You also have Wardell bypassing KJ Util up and above around the tower, going good for the great entry. But here's the thing though, right? We don't know a lot about Furbza and how they play on this map, but in terms of stats, it's just similar to
The Nation's gonna come back
achieve the same
insane.
goals.
Oh my god, they're doing
Singles
insta bait.
gets you good places.
Are they
But,
backing?
you know,
Wait,
who does it better is the question here.
they just did a
And,
double fake. What is
Spotlight
going
on
on?
Wardell, playing as the Rays, playing on the attacking side, needing to really create that space for the team. But there has to be some of that util to open things up a bit
Man,
to allow
imagine
that
Sweet out
confidence
here.
to really shine through.
Because he swung alone.
Yeah, and that's easier said than done. That confidence reigning true, stuff
Yep.
like that,
Wait,
right? But
they're rotating.
here's a
One's
weird
rotating.
stat before we get into the execute. Actually, we'll wait a few seconds because it might play into this very well. The Seas is out, and Furbza almost taken
Wait,
down.
Furbza,
but
yo,
actually
yo,
does.
I wasn't
Already
kidding. I
pushing
wasn't
out.
kidding.
This is it for the Nation. I mean, they're really just going to try to push themselves as far out as they can.
Darkest-
they need the
yo.
fights, but Darkest isn't going to make it any easier. The Vandal down for any type of pickup that somebody wants. Wardell has the opportunity to pick up
Wait,
these
Roy's
weapons.
one tap. Wait, oh no, but Wardell.
Can't seem to find it.
too, I
Instead,
guess.
having to back themselves
How did
out
Wardell become one
because
tap
of
is the
those
main
tethers.
question. I don't know, he did. How much
Forced
does
to
that
back
ultimate
off.
deal?
Stewie hiding away. Everyone for Kitten Shelter
Aw.
forced to reposition here. The spike in no man's
Yo,
land.
how much does that deal?
It's
Yo,
a
silly.
duel right now.
No. Roy's one, please.
Draw.
Yeah, Roy winning that one out.
Nah.
Already done. Yeah, it's done with. And the thing is that, that was actually
2
such good momentum for the Nation.
Unfortunate.
But obviously,
Nation
Kitten
played that
Shelter,
well.
they just knew how to pick the fight with the Phantoms.
Yeah, Roy's the real cowboy. 8-2 so far. And Furbza has been really good, and going back to that, about adding more structure for the defense for Fracture. Because a lot of the calls that we're going to be seeing this match are just aggression, just pushing up at the beginning of the round, because it's something that, if you're the Nation, you're probably not expecting. And seeing now, maybe outside that Arcade execute again. Can already see the fault line almost prepped up from Rossi.
Full buy, full
And there's
buy.
that pressure in tower.
Wait, they're rushing
Now
down.
being
Oh,
able
no,
to
never mind.
Clear things out, which is great.
Now keep in mind, there's that tower control from Kitten Shelter. They've won 85% of their defensive rounds in the few times they played in open quals, and we can see why.
No. Please kill him, thank you.
Everybody's taken down within a split second. A great stun coming out from Rossi. Just to kind of, divert attention towards B. And everybody already slowly trying to rotate off A, as you can see on the minimap there from Kitten Shelter.
Braxton Tig hiding, waiting for the safety of their teammates to come through. Roy still at the top of sand, just waiting to see if there's any audio, any utility sounded out, anything really. And most of the pressure is being put on Kitten Shelter's B-side defense. A lot of different options here for the re-exec. 43 seconds left. Time is limited for the nation. Any wrong move right now would spell doom for this entry. They're already down one body.
Wait, it's 3-1 right now.
But you've lost Stewie. You've lost your info. And the Rolling Thunder goes down and nobody's there. It's completely wasted.
Yeah, but for a good cause at the end. Just really wanting to clear up the site. And we're down
Yes.
up top. Okay, I was about to say a risky play. Nobody there to really execute and get that 2v1 down. But, I mean, being able to take out the
4v3
fade, which is great. No more prowlers
with
to open up
Brimalt.
the site.
4v3 with Tig's Brimalt.
Now look at the util in the back lines. Doors opened up. Double contact.
Yeah,
now
Tig's playing
off
for
the base of
ult.
Tig.
Look at
He's
him.
playing for lineups.
Or
He's
lineup.
playing for the orbital strike.
Wait, Wardell?
Yeah, Brax, though. I mean, not peeking up Wardell,
zoning.
luckily enough, being able to hit headshots. To get the information, you know where these two are surrounding. And the spike already down. So, positioning great. Rossi waiting for the flash. Soto just behind. Once that dissipates, it's going to be
Rossi.
done for him. And he's walking around.
Doesn't
Watch
even matter.
it.
Doesn't even matter.
Rossi goes down. And now you kind of lead this 1v3.
No one dares.
I mean, you're not going to be able to do much.
They're coming in.
And I was playing close to the timer too. All those options on B again. We saw the fault lines, a lot of util pressured towards the back of the site. None of it amounted to much. There were some opening fights, but again, the nation was forced to back off. The only times we've seen a clean execute now has been on A site, and otherwise it's been a struggle. Look at this early opening engagement
look
there.
at that
Again,
kill.
we like to see a lot of those blast packs going toward the top of towers. Sometimes it trips people out if they're focused
Beautiful
towards
kill
B main for that
by,
opening
Wardell.
pick. But
Wait,
no,
Wardell has
it's
his ultimate
coming
now
every
too,
single
and Tig
round.
still has his ult.
And once again, hoping maybe this arcade push can work this time. Those aggressive tripwires make me think otherwise. But that pressure now allows Kitten Shelter to back off if there is that engagement.
Soto?
Yeah, Soto, though, great with the operator. Just holding down the site and really just standing their ground. Something you need for a moment like this one with an aggressive play. All
What?
the flash. This is
What?
great. This is where the breach
What?
comes in through the smoke. Rossi takes it.
Wait, Brax, please, Brax,
There's a
Brax,
bit
Brax,
more
just
looking
just
forward
think,
to, 'cause
Brax, just think,
watching the
Brax,
front knowing the
yes!
second one is coming along,
Wait,
and the
Brax.
brain on that one
Oh my God.
was huge because he
I
knew
can't
the
like yell
follow-up
too
was
loud,
coming.
obviously, because like parents. But
And
like, oh my
Koberg
God.
forced
Yeah, I
to
sound like
lick
an
his
idiot, don't I?
wounds. Last survivor, Kitten Shelter's
Shut up.
forced to back away.
Let's go, baby.
And at
Koberg.
this point, all you can really do is look for exits. Does have the Vandal in hand. The economy for Kitten Shelter hasn't looked that great.
They run
either,
down
so
A main, no
pulling onto
exits,
the
just
Vandal
saying.
and helping ensure buying somebody up the next round could be good. But the nation, they get at least revel in the fact that they got that second round for their attack.
Bro, these idiots can go
They've got a
anywhere
little
but
bit of ways
arcade
to
and
go
don't
to
win.
even things up 4-4.
They won't get exited, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, Kitten Shelter really just keeping their weapons to themselves. They need that Vandal. The economy's not looking too great, but
Nope.
overall, Keg, I
Look at
mean,
Tig.
the nations, they've slowly, after the pause, have been slowly building
I
themselves
told you,
back
man.
to
They
that
booted
victory.
Brax's
I think some of that comes
PC
down
to
disrespect
come and
the util
strategize.
that,
I'm
is being
telling
put on
you.
B site. We saw the flashes come by. We saw the anti-op shot against the nation. But regardless, though, with Brax taking down that lurk in the flank and just ensuring that raw dominance onto a site, feels like the nation are really true to form for how they've played Fracture in the past back again. But usually when that happens, there's a heavy counter applied. A big stack up for Kitten Shelter, trying to out-mind games the nation, but instead they may have chosen wrong. Instead, it's Soto left on an island, forced to defend B all by themselves.
Wait,
that
save
early
round
util.
and
Maybe
Furbiza
Kitten
doesn't
Shelter's
even
on
have a
something.
fucking
There's that early
stinger.
presence.
Oh, but Koberg has a
And now
Vandal, I
the
guess,
ropes
from
have
last.
come by
last
once
save.
more for the
Interesting.
nation to return to A main. The sky smoke is down, and that's the only thing dividing Wardell and Darkest.
Yeah, once it dissipates too. I mean, that's when Darkest starts to
Oh my, just three.
fire up the shots. Roy right behind.
Wait.
Oh, this is great.
Oh,
They
Wardell's
knew
effed.
what was happening here. They knew where they were positioned.
How is Tig so
Koberg
far
still
up?
doesn't allow them
Yo,
to
yo,
get down, even though
yo!
Wardell was confident in it, still not confident enough.
Rossi,
for
Rossi,
1v2.
please, Rossi, please.
Taken down. You got a 2v3 now, finally.
What is going
I mean, this
on?
might be the chance for the nation to
Easy
keep
chucks
going.
just fucking.
Oh, that
It's
haunt
not
is
too
so
bright.
strong.
Still too much though. On the
Rossi.
edge, Rossi almost had it with the headshot.
Yeah, he brought
But
his
still,
ult,
the
and he chucked his
timing
ult for
was
nothing. It works.
perfect. They couldn't even plant, and they couldn't even.
No.
I mean, really, just create that execution.
And the big win condition right now
That
for
flash
Kitten Shelter
that hit
has been
Wardell, bro.
just waiting to see if they can catch out the nation on those big
We
plays.
did take ult, hello?
And while it hasn't necessarily worked the last few rounds for B-Site, playing the out mind games, waiting for the nation to rotate
Yeah,
back
well.
around A site. They're
the
reading
nation
into them
timeout is
so
waiting.
well, and that was a big issue the nation had when they usually swapped around for the
Well,
defense too.
the nation's,
They got
I'm guessing, more of a
out-rotated lot
defensive
by Dark
team.
Ratio, but that was on the defense. Now appearing
because
on
of
the
the fact
attack,
that,
it's like a big macro game
the,
barrier for the team, and
Kitten Shelter
I feel
took
like
a
Kitten
defense.
Shelter can keep just reading these entry plays so well.
And aren't they
there really
matching?
isn't
Okay.
opportunities for the nation to find any map space.
Breach.
Yeah, biggest thing is definitely being
Yeah, they're matching. They're
kind of
exact
just
same. So.
outplayed by Kitten Shelter really here on the attacking side. It feels like
Let's
there
be real
really is
here.
that discomfort.
Well, they'll
And,
probably play good on defense as well.
The
I
only way
hope.
to
I hope.
get over that is obviously trial and error.
Well, they do have
at
Rossi's
this point, but
right
timeouts
now.
mean good things. Biggest thing is just I feel like that synergy that we talked about. I'm not seeing it too much of it.
Yeah, it's been a little lackluster, and I think a lot of that, again, is that KS, or Kitten Shelter, they've been really good about just reading the opening plays, and I think that's what the nation really
Alright,
relies
started.
on, that surprise factor, that in-your-face kind of attitude of just approaching
Wait, what
the site.
is that?
And if that's not working in your favor, I think there might be a little bit more on the drawing board that the nation
Yo.
may need to figure out.
Fun
here.
fact: I
Let's
usually
see what the
jump
changes
over
are after this
those.
tack timeout.
I usually
A little
jump
bit
when
slow
I'm
in
coming
the
out of
beginning,
main.
met with aggression from Kitten Shelter outside B main, but through the sky smoke. Yeah, there's
This is
people on the
coming
other
from a
side, but they're
peak
nowhere
plat
near the
3, so.
bullets of Coburg. Instead, it's slower again. The slow approach. Look
Yeah, if
behind
they
line
win this,
box,
I think I
though.
just go to comp. No,
It's gonna be Furbza waiting.
they win this, I just do warm ups and go to comp.
Oh, this is great because Darkus is actually working
Shit, bro,
first
I hate
here.
this, bro. He's
And then you
under.
know-
It's off
I
that
mean, they know
contact.
Wardell.
And then Roy's here. Oh
sitting
my
just behind.
god.
This is perfect. He got 3 sources of contact. The moment
Wait,
that
but
Furbza peaks, right, you get the stun out, and Roy's
fucker.
gonna be there for those refrags.
Oh my god.
These
The
reads,
rotation is big.
knowing for the fact that Kitten Shelter have been playing that same angle round after round, joining back up with Brax, who's far pushed up B,
We.
and there's almost nobody on A site.
Brax is
Soto
holding them
again
if
on
they.
that island.
Brax is waiting to punish,
Has
but oh
utility to
my
help them out.
god.
All different angles are covered.
Oh
Soto
my
waiting for the door.
god.
Any sort of util is going to
Wait,
get the plot away
anything can
here.
happen. Yep, they're going for it. They're going for it. What is?
They're riding up to it. I mean, they made a good decision. Now, how are they going to continue this? Completely overriding B. Now,
Once
Wardell
again, he
slowly
missed the
working
entire
up, but they're not
thing.
going to execute. They're going to stay behind.
Wait,
And really
Brax.
just keep the site.
Brax is good.
But look at Brax. Brax is going for a gigantic flank if that spike might go down momentarily.
What is going
All
on?
grouped up at the top of
Wait.
the tower.
Wardell.
Yeah,
Wardell.
nobody
Wardell.
dangerous too.
Wardell.
Nobody knows right behind
Wardell!
the shots. That's it for Wardell. That would have been huge. The winning factor of the nation.
Brax.
Can they take it back? Brax is the only win condition here.
Brax is
And
good
he
for him.
slowly makes
Brax is
sure
him.
down
Brax is
through
fine,
the
bro.
wall.
He further doesn't win
But
this,
still
right? Yeah,
left.
no.
No one.
Let's look at chat for
Force it
Wardell.
down. That was it. Brax was the win condition after the whiff. And I mean, it worked.
And that entry worked so well for the nation. Sky Smoke's denying Soto.
Thank
and
God
he's
we have
line of sight
Brax.
to take fire. Brax again on that so slow lurk.
That's
No
crazy.
way.
This kid's on something.
You were right about Brax. Just holding that lurk the
what I'm
entirety of the
saying.
game, catching people out. You're right. He is such a huge win condition if Wardell's not able to find that space.
Always somewhere where you won't expect it is Brax. And again and again, right? Just always proves that.
And this is another thrifty. It's easier said than done when you have nothing but judges and a stinger to work with. All mostly pointed towards B.
Oh, this is great. I mean, they're slowly working up that momentum.
Wait,
they're getting
Wardell
more comfortable with
insta-gets
the
one.
util that they're
Wait, he
working with here on the
insta-gets
attacking
one.
side and really just reading into Kitten
He's
Shelter.
good.
Call's been made to go for that slow rotate around. This is very different from the last time we saw, you know, a broken buy from Kitten Shelter. Granted, that was their bonus buy. But this time around, they're not going for that same aggressive value. Instead, they're taking 1v1s, and they're losing 1v1s left and right.
Interesting.
No, that loss too. He still has
Oh
some,
wait,
you know,
bro, wait,
ultimate
wait,
to
bro. I had a
use, but the
classic
aim
one
is
good.
better
Oh wait, because they're on
at
a save.
this
Okay,
point.
sorry.
Just an aim and click. And all they need to do is
And
get the
then
spike down,
Soto
gain
is
some of that
judge.
eco, and then slowly pick
Gazner's
respawn.
cosplay kick.
But yeah, I'm not sure Soto's gonna do much here.
Down with just a judge. Looking at the position he's in. Up close. It's going to be a little difficult on a site like A. Might be good to look for exits here. Fault line met against Soto already. The aftershock in tow as well. Still within range. Takes a little bit of damage.
Wait, bro
there,
got
but
harassed.
I think Homeboy's looking just for exits.
Mm.
Or, well, he tried at least.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
exits
it's gonna
there.
be Sheet's flawless too to really close things out as well. But you know, the nation pretty impressed. Right, they slowly started to be able to read into these plays. We got to see Ferbsa, you know, get completely read out on, and it happened actually the last round as well, where they just completely denied.
Yeah, look at them.
Just
Wait, they've used both.
Oh, but here's the big question though. The nation went for the timeout. They started succeeding rounds. Now Kitten Shelter go for a timeout. Are they gonna have that same success going off of, again, a very broken rifle buy round to hold the site? Because again, we're seeing those rotates that the nation are employing now. They put that util down on B. They posture it up, make it seem like this big gigantic beast. But when they rotate back over to A, they do it by cutting off all audio. Play so slow. And in a position where Kitten Shelter, they're anticipating these gamble stacks almost. Stacking up 4 of your defenders on a single site and reading it wrong almost every time. It's going to leave that one player in a very bad spot. But the retakes have been good. That's been the counterbalance. Having that one person, again, on that island, they can read the plays, they back off, they play safe, and then they try to re-engage as a group. But at that point, the distance is so close together that people like Stewie are really finding success in fragging out.
Yeah, as well as,
I guess there's not one
you know,
until they hit
again,
the
this is round of 32. You got 4 matchups continuing.
last chance.
The stakes are high here. Kitten Shelter, they're fighting for their lives to stay and quite possibly qualify. But, you know, obviously it's not easy making the top 32. It's not going to be easy making the top 16.
This is a certified Ferbsa moment right here. The aggressive contact outside of A. Orb has already been captured, and certainly the nation heard that.
Gotta keep themselves up high. Again, playing with the breach util perfect.
Yes.
Wardell knows what to do. Executions looking flawless.
But
can Wardell keep going? I mean, that was the perfect way to start things off, but they kind of lost that momentum.
Well, they got their opening
They
pick.
did. Wardell stuck in a very, very bad spot. Luckily, the Prowler does help a little bit. It does get destroyed. Brax is way far away over towards Satellite. No one's bothering him at all.
Yeah.
He's just there for the pressure. But Wardell is still trapped, or at least he assumes. But everyone in Kitten Shelter's backed off, allowing at least a little bit of breathing room for the nation. Soto's still locked down on B side, waiting for that rotate, and they might be calling it correctly. Everyone in the nation's cut noise. Waiting to see what the next move will be, and it's actually a re-engagement possibly towards A. That's why we see so many floaters now for Kitten Shelter. They don't know where in the next 30 seconds the nation will go.
Silent jumps this bitch. Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him.
They're at the right spot. Luckily enough for them. Although
They were
gotta be
spotted, yeah,
careful
they
because
gotta go,
Wardell's
or they
gonna come
lose.
in hot. There's some util to stop that, which is perfect. 13 seconds left.
Brax.
You got multiple players coming
Brax,
out.
Stewie,
the assassin,
please,
as we
please.
talked about before, right behind.
Take the
Ferbsa,
fucker.
just up above. They know where they are. They heard the shot, but not gonna be able to win out the fight. And some of that decay comes down.
How does the
And it's
nation
great.
win
The
that?
last couple seconds, the nation's managed to come in.
Can they do that? I want to check the
Auto
timer.
attack timeout, no
Wait.
less. Kitten Shelter, they played aggressive in the early round. They backed off and tried to bait
Look
out
at this
that
beautiful
engagement
stun,
from,
I swear.
well, from the nation, especially Wardell.
Wardell's him
And
tonight.
you're thinking Roy's
And then
position,
Brax
he'd
is
be
chill.
safe.
Bro,
At least some
he
of
just
the
does.
time. But
Colbert
Wardell just
doesn't
knew.
turn around.
He read that spot and that peak perfectly. And again,
And
it seems like to
Frisbee
me,
obviously got close, but not close enough.
Kitten Shelter are having a
Usually.
really hard time accounting for Brax too in these late game rotates.
Cage trigger.
Brax
Here
went
we
for
go
the
again.
offense? What it? Oh.
Same Cypher tripwires going down. A little bit more aggressive on this one for A site. Brax, he's met his barrier.
Brax ult,
He's been
Brax ult.
respecting Soto's util so much. A Cypher to Cypher agreement. But there's actually another lurk this time too. It's a 3-person push towards Arcade. It's read into though, at least a little bit by Ferbsa, hiding at the top of
Hey,
tower.
they only have Ferbs at top. Wait.
But with only 3
This is
here, there's a
playable.
chance for a double lurking crunch, no matter where the nation goes.
Yeah, although with previous iterations, you got Roy waiting behind for Brax. And that might actually change things up a
Wait,
bit,
you
but
right-clicked
Ferbsa
this, no?
prepared for the worst right now. Not having much of the weapons to back it up, but the showstopper could be such a big
Wait, check
detriment
default, check
here.
default. Yes, Wardell.
Oh, that was
Wait,
a
don't Rosa,
beautiful
don't Rosa,
flick
don't
to
Rosa, don't
start
Rosa, don't
things
Rosa.
off.
He doesn't, Rosa. He doesn't.
Already coming in the showstopper, getting another. Wardell completely annihilating it. The nation in a matter of
Holy
seconds. You got the
shit.
sheets flawless. It's done with.
Holy shit.
I need to see a replay of that.
Yes, I do too.
That
Don't
was
worry.
gross.
That was beautiful.
I do
Gross is
too.
also
Don't
beautiful, but,
worry.
I mean, That was the cleanest flick I've seen in a long time.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this.
Ooh. Look, he gets worried. He's running away. Boom. He stands
I don't
behind.
even know what to say to that. That's nasty. On top of that, the showstopper kill right
Beautiful.
after.
That was.
That was the aggressive entry potential that I've been harping up this entire game. That's what I was expecting to see round 1. And finally came out towards the very end of the half.
You can't
Kitten
rifle
and
or
Action
entry.
on their toes. Early Nightfall comes by. No response.
What am I watching?
Oh no, this is dangerous.
That has to be
First,
lost.
Managed to actually boost
They
themselves
lose
a bit
their.
forward, but
shit,
not
please.
far enough. Still though, I mean, managing to take out 1-to-1 here. So Stewie down on the initiator aspect there for the nation. They can still work with this, but obviously
No,
rotating
Brax
over
got
towards
held.
that A losing Brax.
Oh, they're gonna ult.
So now more players down.
No.
And there it is. Neuro
Wait, but there's no one on A.
against the nation.
Wait, but there's no one on A.
So much
Wait, A's a
decisions being made.
free.
Double sky smokes go down. Full, well, partial A site control, but look how much is left for Kitten.
A is free and Rossi ult.
Reaggress and retake control.
Tig should have not
Almost
used
as
that
if
ult,
the nation are
unfortunately.
forced to back off. There's no orbital strike for Tig to work with. It was used
Wait,
early
oh
in the
my
round.
god.
Is
Oh
Rolling
my
Thunder.
good. Me good. What's
Yeah, just gotta wait for
Tig
time
has
here.
his
They're
molly.
solid.
Tig has his
You can see
molly for
Rossi
post.
really just waiting. As
Rossi's
Wardell
ready to
knows,
F him.
okay, the moment Rossi comes along,
What is
we're
Wardell
gonna peek
holding?
off this.
Oh,
They
the
threw the molly
goes out
already.
first. The
Oh.
Rolling
They threw the
Thunder
thing
second to keep
already.
them inside the molly if they can.
Wait, but Rossi died.
Didn't know that Roy was actually trying to offset
Wardell
themselves,
there,
knowing
Wardell
that the
good.
Rolling Thunder was coming through, but Wardell, the decay is gonna be big. I mean, what can they do with this? Really just gotta rely on Tig to get the flank. Nobody
Fuck.
there! And it's Darkest coming in clutch, and everybody just stalling for that time.
Unfortunate.
I don't know
6-6.
about you, but I
Oh.
think that's an eBay clutch there. Good lord, 6-6. A very close
he teabagged.
scoreline. Even closer than we've seen on Breeze. But that was only off by a few rounds. And the nation, this is where I get worried. Because the attacking side for Fracture, to determine
Nation
whether or
is
not
a
the nation would go to
two-week-old
close
team. They already
qualifiers
have
was also
decorators
very
LMAO.
dominant in the nation's favor. But the defense, not so much. A lot of the same rotates we had just seen the nation use was also in the same playbook as Dark Ratio. So it's a matter now if the nation can
Yeah, that's
read
crazy. They already have Dick
the
Riders.
attacking
That's
powers
crazy.
of Kitten
Wow.
Shelter better than they could way back just a week ago.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Maybe I'm
I
being
mean,
mean.
already
How
starting off
well
the
are
second
these guys?
half
Who
here,
are
which,
these?
you know, again, the nation better on the defense. So there is some of that hope to come back for the nation to win this out and, you know, knock down Kitten Shelter to the lower bracket.
Yeah, and this second half is going to be important for Kitten Shelter too.
Where have I heard of SQN
The
from?
nation, they only need, what, 7 more rounds to bring it to victory? Get themselves
I've heard of
closer
SQN.
and closer to qualifying yet again.
There was a bit of struggle there trying to shoot down the, the trap wire there,
Pulling a
but it was
Brax.
solo. Yeah, just beautiful. Already being able to take out some players down in that flanking side. Wardell can't even win the
No,
fight
they can't
because
win
it's
their
just
pistols.
so beautiful. And there's nothing much to say about it.
They can't win the pistols.
More pop shots. Just a complete cleanup now from Kitten Shelter. Brax is the last one left, 14 HP and only a ghost.
And we've seen the shots Brax can take. Although not being an assassin anymore, information given, they're not in a position where they have the advantage.
Braxton?
And everybody just peeking around. The pistol round goes to Kitten Shelter.
Oh, taking that tie, bringing it a little bit closer. I mean, you have to ask yourself too, because we had seen that tack timeout come out so late from Kitten Shelter. It makes me wonder if some of that was also to do with maybe how the attacking half is going to play out for them too. They might already have those strats set up. And having Soto play so far back, the same lurking positions that Brax did themselves, is a really good step in the next direction. It denies the lurk potential that maybe the nation are relying on so much to completely be null and void. And look at the double lurk. Not only is Soto so far at the top part of the map, but also Roy doing the same exact thing. Pushing so much utility over towards
I never
A,
thought I
opening
would
up
be
the
watching
door.
the challengers with
Stewie
this
so
much
far maybe
like
taking the bait, at least having a presence on A
like,
side.
this much I want to watch.
helpful.
The only
But
things I've
this
ever watched
the
were like,
same hold
I
the
think I watched the
nation
full
was
Sentinels
able to
game
defeat
against
by just rotating from B to A, not
against
just a few
100
rounds
Thieves
ago.
and the Sentinels
They
game
never
against.
contest the 4-man site.
I want to. Who was the first team they faced in
Yeah, I like
last
the
chance
precautions they're
qualifier?
taking now here with
I forgot.
leaving
the guard.
one player over towards
I
A
watched
just
that
in
one
case,
fully.
even though
And
you know,
then I watched
no information has been set out.
Optic versus
playing the retake
most of
more so.
Optics versus Guards games.
Definitely not
and
feeling too
then
confident about B here,
I
though.
watched
So everybody starts to slowly
Xset
follow
versus
up for
Leviathan.
Oh,
which was
on the workup.
really
I'm a little
good game.
bit afraid as to what's gonna happen because
Everyone-
the
Oh, God,
timing
but wait,
here.
wait, why
I
is
know,
Tick
everyone's
leaving?
hiding
Tick, no,
too.
Tick, don't leave,
They're
Tick, don't
starting to
leave.
rotate.
Oh no, someone's getting asked.
Impeccable.
No.
Already coming down for Urbsa with 2, 3, and it never stops. With the grenade, oh, just throwing the paint shell down and being able to eliminate someone as they just continue to frag out down on site. That has to be an immaculate play.
And Stewie's the last one left. Arcane Sheriff only. Not much else to work with.
Stewie, what is Darkest
Could be
doing?
the greatest play of all time if it's nothing but headshots. 2 seconds left for the haunt.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Nothing but headshots is possible here. And having some information, no utility as well, but not going to use it. Okay, just relying on the aim more so, but peeking out a bit too wide. There it goes.
What a great 4K for Furbza too. Just taking over the site completely, the nade kill, the opening entry, it makes B-site almost unapproachable for a lot of the teams this high level in open quals and last chance. We've been seeing B-site Fracture really transform over the last 2 weeks, and it just keeps developing more and more that we see these macro strats. But if B-site's almost uninhabitable for the attacking team, well, maybe A-site could be, I'm sorry, for the defending team, maybe A-site could be a little bit better. But B-site's could be the way to go for Kitten Shelter once again. Early Sky Smokes go down, a lot of pressure mounted here, but this time much more aggressive than we had seen in the previous round.
Yeah, the smoke not really doing too many favors here for Kitten Shelter, so obviously just coming back around. They can hear that information, though. I mean, right just under the rays, keeping tabs on what's going on here for the nation, for Urbsa. I mean, really just making the call, hey, quite possibly, let's go. No, they're sticking their ground here.
There were some early shots, some turnaround action there. Maybe trying to bait out that this is a slow arcade play. Kind of see that pressure there. There's a tripwire at the top of Satellite. That might bait out the nation thinking that's a full A-side take. But look at Roy. Still has that spike right outside the grasp of Darkest. A little overextending there. It's going to be so hard to cross that divide. They may think someone's at the top of tower or below Black Box, and we just don't know. It's Brax hiding. Waiting for B.
Oh, the Wardell stuck their ground. Okay,
That's a double.
that's great. They managed to at least, you know, really just loosen up the roster of Kitten Shelter, but at least there comes Tig, not able to get one, leaving Brax alone left on the site, but the rotation coming in quick, the one behind. A bit too late, the timing is off, but Rossi's trying to stall. What can they do right now? I mean, just behind, Darkest is trying their hardest, 12 seconds left.
10 seconds.
And Brax just won't allow it. It's pretty much over for the team of Kitten Shelter. Their reign of terror has ended.
Yeah, and it seemed like in Shelter, they were kind of going back and forth, debating about whether or not they wanted to fake it going B, maybe go B for real, faking going B and going to A. There's a lot of options there, and Fracture could be a really tough map, figuring out what is the coordinated play. And a lot of the times we see teams kind of tripped up in that same behavior, but again, it came down to a very close, almost a 1v1. But with 8 and 7, now Kitten Shelter just barely maintain that lead. The nation, they gambled correctly by not over-rotating onto the site, but this time, they may have gambled wrong. A lot of util again set up outside of B, but look at the stack up towards A. Waiting to see if there's a reposition, but Kitten Shelter again, they're going to keep trying to brute force this top angle towards tower. Over and over and over again. Keep the nation on their toes. But look at that tripwire at the top of tower too. Fault line or not, still be good to trip somebody out. The Sky Smokes are out now and the Execute is there, but everyone in the nation, they back off. They want to avoid that showstopper and they read it perfectly.
Oh, so close. Actually managing to get a lot of damage off on Tig, but Tig comes around, he says, karma for you. Oh, there's still a Kitten Shelter, right? They still got one left behind. Nobody watching sight with Darkest. So you got Coburg and Soto left, and they're still split apart. You're really playing these 1v1s.
And that spike is lost. Soto, still looking for that flank, having to watch two very 180-degree angles. Trying to help prepare Coburg to get that spike covertly.
No more charges left.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, but still. Okay, trial and error here. 9 health left with a Phantom. Headshots have to be exact.
It's a 1v2.
Perfect as it is. Maybe trying to get some
30 seconds
damage
left.
would actually assist here in this situation. Yeah, but Coburg down. It's gonna be Brax taking that one in, and the Nation again, right? I feel like we're gonna be seeing that 8-8, 9-9, just continuous back and forth from these teams.
You think it's gonna be a back and forth?
I think we're gonna go far into it. I mean, the Nations, right? They managed to find those adaptations, and whereas Kitten Shelter kind of doing the same thing. It really is just, okay, let's fix this continuously until somebody finds that really nice sweet spot.
It's such a hard call too. This could very well go to overtime. It's a game of counterplay and adaptations right now, and so far the Nation, they've been doing well at counter adapting. And so is Kitten Shelter, at least from what we've seen. They're starting a new round differently. Rossi's there for the opening pick. You've lost your space control, but they're still gonna go for it. The Nation now going through sand, blocking everything off with the sky smokes. And all that's left on site. Rossi again, blind for another.
Such a beautiful aggressive take onto site, but the Nation shutting it down immediately. And Ferbsa, I mean, they managed to get some of that damage, but if that pick had actually come into fruition, everything would have worked out in the end. Now really just leaving these players left alone to fend for themselves, but they can't, because everybody's way too strong right now with these weapons.
And each of these rounds from the Nation have just been crunches. They're waiting for that opening play, and they just immediately swarm over the enemy. Taking Ferbsa down there was so strong.
Yep.
Again, a map so reliant on taking that space with the blast packs. If you can't do that, you're almost lost of the sight.
Oof.
And Soda goes down.
Yeah,
What a
she's
good-
flawless. But that's what you like to see out of Ferbsa, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and the Nation, they take the lead back, and this is where we put your theory to test. Will this be the opportunity now for maybe a retake going to a 9-9 scoreline? Because again, the Nation, they've been able to swarm the enemy. They're waiting for, you know, they're just waiting. They're waiting to see what that move's going to be, and they push in. There's been so much anti-space control, and now Kitten Shelter, this is their time to time out. We see the lurks. We haven't seen an aggressive push-up or a flank from the Nation outside of that pistol round. So there's a lot more safety and a lot more ground that KS can cover. It's up to them to capitalize on that, though.
Yeah, there's, you know, obviously being able to see Ferbsa and their entries have been humongous, right?
Wait, I've been
Playing
AFK.
on that
Yo,
attack
Nation took
side.
over?
Just the differences out of Ferbsa, whether it be
Wait,
just
Nation
the
took over.
aggressive push in there on the save rounds, or the you know, obviously just the rounds where you would commit to those half.
How did they get
rounds,
another?
Ferbsa
Oh, it's
trying
2
to
per
really
half?
Lead the team as a whole, or even just you know, committing to playing along to those very, very slow takes. Overall, though, you know, obviously living up to the world title name, looking like a very, very good race duelist.
Oh, absolutely. And both raises so far this game have just gotten some of the nuttiest plays I think we've seen in LCQ so far.
Oh, this
A
is
lot of
hell.
success that comes down to an attacking fracture round really comes in that first 30
And
seconds.
Brax ult and Wardell ult.
Aggressive pressure once again. Wardell's
Wait,
ready.
he's good. They don't
Playing
know.
the fall line, the sky smoke
Yeah, they
dividing
might know.
everyone else from Carnage.
Imagine he ults this.
Monster
Imagine he
down
ults
the
this.
dividing
Imagine he
space,
ults
make sure
this.
no one's
Imagine.
pressure. And it just
Wait,
leaves
Rossi has a
Kitten
ult
Shelter
too now. That's
waiting.
3 ults.
Oh,
Oh shit.
I like this high ground taken. Trying to maybe peek up a bit, but no, they didn't even collect the information. Already some rotations coming down. They don't know what's going on.
Oh, but that's huge info for Stewie. The Prowler connecting against Roy, now forced to not be able to move. He doesn't get pressured outside the door. No sprays just yet from Stewie at the upper angle. Of course, as I say that. But look at this, the tripwires. There's 2 of them on the stairs. Roy may only be aware of 1 at most. He's trying to get to the top site to maybe go for the plant. The Cypher cam is there, though it's hidden.
That's a little scary. I gotta be honest with you. You got 2 trap wires there. Just waiting along. Okay, they managed to eliminate 1, but this is it. Ferbsa gets caught by it. Nobody's watching though, so there is some of that safety.
There it is. Rolling Thunder out. Does catch at least 1. That's Wardell. Force. I'm sorry. No, it's going to be Ferbsa forced to the side, but Wardell on the other time gets the blast pack. A great kill. Another one, Rossi.
Oh, and Stewie's in such a good position here. They peek this together. They pretty much end the lives of both. They're going to get that information. They know what to do. The timing is perfect, but a little bit off. Or Coburg.
Enemy down.
Right there alongside their teammate. Nobody goes down, but still there is trial and error. What are they going to do in a 1v3?
Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Yo, 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 yo,
It's
Darkest?
done for Darkest. Can't do anything with it. The diffuser
Oh, wait, no,
comes
take one.
down
It's fine.
for the Nation.
The double swing. Now double digits for the Nation. Only a few rounds away. 3
Wait, the
more
Nation wins
to
this, I don't
close out
care.
this series and move farther into the last chance qualifier. Kitten Shelter again. They're down a map. They have to get this map The one that's not even chosen in their favor. This was the Nation's map pick. They have to win this out here and bring it to map 3, that being Bind. It's a lot easier said than done.
Do you think they picked Fracture not to win, like, not to obviously win by a lot, but to show that they can win on it? As in, since they lost the Dark Ratio.
Outside A again. More aggression.
Are they just
being
asserting
aggression.
dominance?
Wardell, certainly, I'm sure, really feeling good about these recent plays. He's gonna lead out the charge with his little pet boombot. Everyone's just waiting like a firing squad
Holy
outside.
shit.
Oh, but this is good. You can actually see Rossi waiting off of contact. Okay, there comes the contact. The stun, please. Bring it through, and it's perfect.
Wardell, you lucky.
Wardell knows what to do, and the team
Rossi.
waiting for the synergy that they just know.
What did I just see?
Carnage for the early
What
round. Still
the
a minute left on the
fuck?
clock. Only one's gone down for the Nation.
This is why Phantom L. This is why Phantom L actually.
What's left? Just make
Let's
it
do-
a desperate
wait.
attempt to go to A, the Haunt not
Never mind. This is why Phantom W. Why does he ult that? Oh, I guess it works, but disrespect.
Stone to wound, 11 rounds.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
But here's a problem, though. The Nation have done so well, but they hit their 11th round. If it's anything like we saw in open quals, defensive 11th rounds for the Nation are like a mountain to climb, barehanded. Those early first halves.
How does he? Oh, this flash with beauty.
Defense rounds that come by after, all leads up to that.
Okay, maybe Phantom is a
This
W
usually that team's
sometimes.
prime opportunity.
Just
Whoever is
sometimes.
against them, to get those attacking rounds in tow now. There needs to be a big change here for the Nation, no matter what they've done successfully.
Yeah, but the Nation,
Wardell, wait. No, Rossi. What the fuck?
And they want to get with the times.
Wait.
I mean,
Okay,
they
yeah.
managed to at
Alright,
least
GG guys.
put themselves in such
The
a
Nation won.
position. We're almost gonna reach match point. You got that 3v2. The only detriment here really is Soda's ultimate.
I don't think the
That could be
other
pulled
teams
out
have
in
any chance
second.
here. I think
Yeah, and this
it's
neural
game
depth, it's
over.
great to find info, but how do you capitalize
Herbs
on
just
it?
sitting here.
There's not even
Oh
I was
my
gonna say there's
god.
no
Oh, the
body
soda?
supply,
Oh,
but they
never mind.
find
Doesn't
one,
matter.
and then suddenly there's a stack right outside of a satellite. And the Cyber Teams, they
Wait,
jab,
just
they
run it, be
challenge
main.
No, and they managed to get it. They get
No
the
way.
spike.
A great escape.
Wait,
And
but now they're gonna
rotate
go through.
all the way possibly across the world, but no, instead they say no way, we're not taking that journey. We're gonna play it safe and go B. Full site control. No
How do they
util to
get
work
that?
with, only a single blast back
Furbs,
from
what are you
Furza.
doing? What are you doing, little bro? It's
That was such
crazy.
a perfect read too. First, had a feeling that they were going to come down towards
Oh
spawn. And
no.
yes, they do, but now Fursa having to hold the angle.
Oh,
before-
no.
They know where Fursa is. Didn't get out in time. Now you leave Soto alone.
Oh
What am I gonna do?
no.
As a sole player in a 1v3?
Wait,
No util,
Soto
No
lost.
spacing, no control.
No, Soto's
Oh,
done.
no. And not only
Soto's
that,
done,
but
yeah.
everybody just watching.
Rossi's him.
and
8-12.
knowing where
Last
Soto
round,
is.
baby.
Ah,
Come on, man.
it's
Just end it
match
off
point.
here. BO3, yeah?
Hey, look, sometimes climbing a mountain barehanded is easy.
Yeah.
But the adjustments we had seen, that's exactly what the Nation struggled with before. They didn't change up how they played. This time, though, aggression.
BO3.
That round 13, rotate, the flank from Satellite returned
Mr.
again.
Fierce.
It caught everybody on Kitten Shelter off guard. And that was the aggressive play that no one was expecting to see. But now it's that final round. Series point for the Nation. They only need one more round to bring this back.
I can't imagine the hype going on for Nation right now.
But instead, it's met
Yeah.
with
Wait,
silence.
they're.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, never mind. I'm taking.
It's
Wait, they're hard rushing
not
me for
easy.
this round.
Right now,
Oh,
right?
no,
The
Furza.
pressure's on, and I mean, already get
Furza
taken
go-
down.
oh.
Brax, right? You lose that assassin that we talked about before, and you lose that
Good
site
ult.
util. So what's gonna happen with the information on
Speed
site?
Prowler.
You really just gotta rely on Stu from here on out.
Stewie's in a great spot to maybe catch out Darkest.
Yeah.
Darkest dead. 3, 2, 1. Wait,
Well, knock that
bro,
out, though.
that went back and I thought
Okay,
my monitor
we
was
see-
falling off my desk.
At least the
What the
ultimate being
fuck am I
expended
thinking?
outwards here, but still, again, right match point curse. What's
Rossi's
gonna
good. Rossi
happen?
wins this. Easy peasy.
The Nation. they
This is
can
actually such an
release
easy
themselves
win for
a bit
Rossi,
once,
not gonna lie.
you know, the nerves start to settle down and they realize, hey, we're almost about to win.
No, this is so easy for Rossi. It's actually the easiest one he's had.
Because so far, that 11th round has always been that time of nerves. Great time for adjustment for the
Ah.
attacking teams, but again, Rossi tried
Just
to
go
find
Vandal
one,
Rossi.
wasn't
Just go
successful.
Vandal Rossi.
9-12.
Rossi, please,
Certainly
just
still
go
a competitive
Vandal
game.
Rossi.
Only a few more rounds needed for Kitten Shelter to tie it up for overtime. But I'm looking at that showstopper again, coming out from both raises. This could be a bloody
Maybe my
battle.
next
Like,
to watch party should be
this
on
could
Twitch. We'll see how that runs.
Whoever gets the most impact from their showstopper could win the
I
series.
would never.
I gotta be honest with you. The
What's up?
Ferbs has been probably the
I
most
gotta be
aggressive
honest
that
with
we've
you.
seen so far. out
Herbs
of
is different
Rotel.
right now.
And you know, obviously accounting for the previous entries that they've brought in for the team, although some of them haven't worked, it really is just that attempt. So I think the showstopper is going to completely exceed expectation.
And this is something a little unusual from both these teams. Attacking straight up B main. Spike is dedicated there. So there for the crunch. Everyone from the nation, or at least a 3-stack, still waiting for that aggressive contact. But no one has a presence outside arcade. They may think it's that way, but certainly B main. The nades go down, no impact found.
The last attempt and the last chance to be able to make these shots count, especially with Eco. Not looking to equalize here, but Kitten Shelter. I mean, they take out Tig, they take out Brax. Those are two important informational utility, as well as just being able to obscure that vision, so you lose those smokes. What are you gonna do?
Wardell does have that showstopper still. Everyone, for the most part, condensed close to sight.
Oh. Reality has set in.
No more
Somebody's
info.
there. Wardell has the op, though, which is scary, because retake isn't that easy. I mean, most of the time, too, you know, you gotta commit to the save.
Yeah, and this always makes me a little bit worried. We don't we don't typically see a lot of defensive op play on Fracture because the sites are just so taken fast. But when it works, I suppose it works, but certainly not for this round. Waiting from behind, Wardell good for the shot against one. Okay, Coburg goes down, and surprisingly, despite how
Wait, how's the
little
rest? Wait,
presence there
I'm
was
missing the last round 3. What the
on
hell?
that
Yo,
team and
yo.
despite going down,
Wait,
a lot
what's
of
going on?
eco damage against Kitten Shelter.
Yeah, but you know, you said you
Wait,
the-
yeah,
the
Wardell's going
nation
on
had
op.
kind of like that 11 curse. I think it's gonna be the match point curse.
Yeah.
Like they've pretty much been at a standstill for a while.
It's kind of topsy-turvy from what we've seen from them in the open qualifiers. They struggled on the 11th round. They finally converted 11 to 12, and then usually the round after, they're able to win. But now, maybe trying to whittle down that economy hasn't quite been an option here. Not so much.
Wait, but Furbza running it down B main.
Blast packs for Furbza. Early orbital strike 2, creating a lot of space. Chaos are just looking to take a brute force battle here.
Yeah, we really.
Wardell,
haven't been able
please.
to see
Wardell,
much
please.
of
Just get one.
the tension between Wardell and all these players with the operator.
Rossi!
I mean, Rossi's looking so good the first 2
He just
games,
walks
and
in and
now
does
he
it.
picks
It's
up
not
so
hard for
well.
him.
The future can be seen. But it can also
Wait.
be ripped away in a matter of seconds.
Wait, Wardell's
Roy,
watching it too.
I mean, still executing with the
Please.
spike,
Yo,
but nobody's
yo.
there. The op
Roy's
watching.
walking up, please.
Wardell, we've been waiting for
No,
this.
Roy.
We've been waiting for
Please
the
don't
play.
kill Rossi.
We
Please
know
don't kill
what was
Rossi.
happening here.
Please don't kill Rossi.
And what's the play here? Is it to escape? 53 seconds left. You can still run away. 3 stacked up on B, but they choose not to. Kitten
Soto's
Shelter
coming up.
readjusts
Soto's
on the
coming
site,
up.
and Soto's
Please,
there for
Tig.
crunch.
No.
Still there. Yep. Okay, great.
He has his ult,
Shot through,
however.
Tig goes down, and now this is where the anticipation starts to.
This is
really
where
just
everything
die
goes down.
down.
Wait, one's
They're
Gen.
gonna slowly back themselves up.
Wait, 2 of them are up
Possibly
Gen.
even just slowly
Wait.
actually push themselves up here, as we can see Stewie isn't gonna use any of that skill to tether in.
Yo!
You don't hit those shots on a daily, but still managing to hit them one by one. Stewie is done with playing around, and he wants to get out of this
Stewie.
bracket and go straight to the top
Stewie.
16, and that he will do. Stewie, one step closer to going straight to challengers.
Tactical shooter,
I
they
mean,
said.
look, 11
Tactical
rounds, 12
shooter,
rounds,
they
the curse
said.
has been broken
Tactical
yet again.
shooter, they said.
Barely able to inch by and make sure that overtime wasn't going to be a possibility. But a clean 2 maps regardless, though, from the nation. That's
Tactical
closer
shooter,
again to
they said.
qualifying through the last
Tactical
chance qualifiers.
shooter, they said.
I gotta say, Gompers, I've been really impressed not only with just the nation as a
Crazy
whole,
players.
but Stewie transferring games and coming over and really showing off that he's a true student of the game itself. He understands that big picture macro plays and his tiny little nuances, helping get, well, like you saw the jumping peak, ridiculous plays like that. He's really making a name for himself
That's
here
crazy.
too.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And honestly, you
That's
know,
crazy.
you have a legacy, and then you carry that legacy on to another game. It really just puts you in such a good spot. And I think Stewie has made their statement here today, saying, you know what, I deserve to be here just like everybody else, and I'm gonna make another legacy out of it. So honestly, such a great game that we got to see. But that means, you know, we get to see Kitten Shelter knocked down to the lower stages, and obviously the nation is going to have their own nation, just rising up above the rest.
The nation.
And now I believe we might have some stats from that last game. I'd be down to see it. I would love to see what the eco looked like. But, I mean, there's a whole lot of different things we could talk about in that matchup, and there it is,
yeah,
beautiful. 13-10, again, a very close game. We talked about Ferbza ad nauseum. We had
Ferbza did really well, definitely.
And I gotta say, lived up to expectations. I actually reached out to Ferbza before this event, and I was like, hey, look, you know, how do you feel about joining Kitten Shelter as the newest member? And you know what? He was stone cold. He was like, yeah, I feel good. I feel ready.
Listen, Keg, you're talking to a world champ.
Yeah, true. Happy to be in his presence.
He's like, you know what? They should be happy that I'm here.
No, but really, I've really enjoyed how
Has Ferbza ever played for a pro team?
I wasn't really
No.
sure what the expectations were going into this, especially with that Kittens didn't have a
Ferbza's
lot
a
of
good
info,
player.
but I think the nation, they looked a lot more clean in terms of their coordination and comms than what we had seen in the past. And from the way things are going, Gompers, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more nation to come.
Yeah, I honestly think so as well. You know, just continuing on, but Keg, I want to hear your analysis on this graph. Obviously, this is the eco graph. If you guys don't know, you know, throughout the rounds of what the economy was looking at for both of these sides.
Wow.
I mean, the economy for Kitten Shelter was definitely very touch and go for a lot of the second half. You can see that on the graph from, well, I suppose both sides, but I mean, it
All right, guys. I think we end the stream here. That was actually dubs, though. That was mad dubs. Definitely. That was fun. I like that much. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. I appreciate it a lot, and it helps the channel out a ton. Goodness gracious. What a 2-0. Goodness gracious. Look at how the nation's looking, man. They're free right now. Yeah, this is Bolt signing off. Have a great rest.